What is going on, you beautiful people of YouTube? It's me again. I'm back. MK the Truth, DLDBENT. I got a pair of 85s for us to compare today to the 2016 Breds. If you guys are new to this channel, please, you gotta come on and join the squad. Also connect to my Instagram. It is the_truth_MK. Also, ladies and gentlemen, all music is produced by me, DLDB, and I use them as background music on this channel. Now, both of these are retail sneakers. Gotta compare these. Now, I'm going into this blind. I have not put these against each other, but I thought it would be a good video to put them against each other because I do have some things I like on one and the other, and I do have some things I don't like on one and the other. So let's get into it. So I don't have the box to this anymore. This was sitting in my plastic box. 2016 band Bred, not just Breds. I'm gonna pop the top on, yeah, and get the. I do have a y'all know what type of pair I got of these right here. Y'all already know. You locked in, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get one out. I think all we need is one. Yeah, all we need is one, baby. Should I do the one without the little tag here? Yeah, let's do this for a little bit of backdrop right there. We'll do that for a little bit of backdrop right there. And then we're gonna take this bad boy out right here. So what we got? So we have the 2025 85 beautiful sneaker, and then we have the 2016 band Bred. So now I'm doing this video because I've been talking to myself, not like that, I'm not crazy or anything. I'm like, there's some things I like on one and there's some things I like on the other. Let's talk about those things. So let's move this out here. And first, before we start, I wanted to ask y'all, what y'all think about the white laces in here? No? Yeah. No? Yeah. Yeah. No? No? Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, you know, I put these in here about a few years ago, about 3, 4, 5 years ago. Wanted to see what they look like. I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it. What y'all think? I ain't too mad at it. I know y'all want the black one. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these two right here. Once again, a little bit of backdrop, boom, boom, boom. All right, so like I said, I wanted to do this video because there are some things I do like on this and there are some things I do like on this, yada, 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 vice versa, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so starting off with the my most favorite thing in sneakers is the materials. So on the 85, you have this, you already know, this extra hard, this extra tough, stiff leather. Now I tell you guys, I've been telling you guys for years, that does not equate to trash materials. A lot of you have been getting it wrong for years. You've been throwing these types of shoes away and giving them back to the stores and things because you got this ultra hard leather. Most of the time that is the thing that you want on the shoe. It's going to take a lot more time to break in, but that's what you want. Now, I don't really care for it on my shoe necessarily because it is tough and it is hard to break in, and it makes the shoe feel more stiff and it makes the shoe feel cheaper, but that's not always the case. You can tell it's a real leather by looking at the edges, nice thick edges. The fibers are just really packed in. It's a really, really good grade of leather on this shoe. But once you jump to the 2016, now this is more what we want. We want that soft. We want that buttermilk, or for better words, we want that SBB. We want to see that thick. We want to see that red, that's the guts. We want to see them red guts on the side. We want to see that tumble. That's another thing. A lot of people always equate tumbled leather to a really good leather. Tumble is just a process to get the leather crinkly looking, more like animal skin. But on the 2016 band Breds, I will have to say I want this type of leather. Although it might be a cheaper leather, that does not mean that it's cheaper all the time just because it's softer. Sometimes this could be calf leather. It could be a much better leather than that's on here. You just never know. You have to cut it open and look at it and things like that. But this is what I would prefer on my brand Breds or my Breds. I just prefer this nice, soft, beautiful, easy to break in, easy to wear leather all over my shoe, just plush to the touch, just beautiful and magnificent. Now the black leather portions are sort of similar to the 85. Both of these are kind of the same, even though this is still a bit stiffer. It is almost in line with each other. But if I had to choose the leather for the Reds, I would have to choose the 16. And also I think it's a bit darker on the red on the 2016. Now moving to the wings logo, I'm pretty sure y'all already know which one I prefer. I do like the glossy hit. I do like that glossy hit a little bit. I do. But it's just something about this classic, this Air Jordan Wings logo here. It's just something about this, just the way it's done. It just looks more premium, just looks well done. Look like they took their time with it. Whereas on the traditional, I mean, this looks really good, but this peels off over time. I have seen it on some Jordans, but it just depends on how I'm feeling, on some days. Some days I might want this, some days I might want that. But this ain't no slouch, but it just looks a little bit cheaper. Well, this one looks pretty good right here, so I won't say it really looks too cheap. Anyway, moving to the tongues, this one isn't really a huge deal. Now, this is the more current or the newer Nike Air on the tongue, whereas you got that more retro look to the Nike Air on the tongue here. Both tongues are nylon, and then also you have the size tags on the inside. I could only find me a 10.5. Still looking for me 11 on these, and then you have 11 on the inside of here. Now, the most the most part that I'm kind of confused with myself is the overall shapes. Now, I do love the 85 shape. The 85 shape is of course, is classic. It's back to the old style of the Air Jordan 185, but sometimes I think it might be a little bit too wavy. Like I said, it just depends on how I'm feeling. Also, the toe box is the old school toe box, but I wish it were a little bit more rounded, like my what pair. But I do like it nonetheless. So the shaping, one I would choose, it all depends on the day and how I'm feeling. I think both of them are gorgeous sneakers, but it also comes down to how I'm feeling. I do love the 85 shape, but this newer or current, well, not current anymore, this shape is also dope as well. You can't go wrong with this either, but I think I would still choose the 85 shape, just given its waviness, although sometimes I do think it's a bit wavy. Now, the Nike swooshes should have never been shrunk. They should have never shrunk the Nike swoosh. Now, I know they try to do a little departure and make it or retool it and things like that, but you should never depart away from this big Nike swoosh. Of course, I am going to go here for the Nike swoosh, but the Nike swoosh on the 85 is synthetic. Y'all know how I feel about synthetic materials. I don't know why they chose to do synthetic. They fool a lot of y'all out there with this type of stuff. But on the current Breds, it's a nice, beautiful, tumbled swoosh. And that's what I prefer on my shoe. Kind of wish they would have departed and not stayed with the OG and put that synthetic there. Kind of wish they would have went with a real swoosh, but that's neither here nor there. Can't really complain about something like that. Anyway, flip around to the boots. Ain't nothing too crazy. I do notice the 85, you do get a wider collar, whereas on the I can't call these current because the Jordan has currently changed from this style of Jordan right here, but I do prefer this one on the not the current, but the last to the current Jordan. I do like both of them. The shaping is a little bit weird. It's something I got to get used to on the 85, but I'm here for it. Above all, that's about it. I might give you guys an on foot of both of these, but I wanted to do this video to kind of pick my own brain as to which one of these I would choose over the other one. I think honestly, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I think honestly it depends on how I'm feeling on a certain day. Certain days I might want to have this waviness, this old classic, this beautiful look, this slope, beautiful design. It's just a classic, timeless look. And then sometimes I might just want the old school look. They're not too far off from each other if you look at them, but if you look at them closely, they are a little bit different, just a little bit, but you got to look closely to see those differences. So in all, if I had to choose one or the other, like I said, even though it depends on how I'm feeling, I probably would choose y'all know how I feel about materials. I probably would choose this one. Now that's no knock to this. The only reason I say that is because of based off my personal preference. I just love this. This just wears good. It looks good on foot. This is cool. It's just too tough. It's just too tough for me. And this wears and looks better over time. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video down below. This is MK the Truth, DLDBENT. I love y'all. I'm out.